Hello dear students. So in this lecture we are going to discuss the topic that is diffraction of light, in which we are going to see what is mean by Rayleigh's criteria for resolution of spectral lines, then resolving power of grating, then resolving power of a telescope, and some solved problems on resolving power of grating and resolving power of a telescope. So what is mean by resolving power? Resolving power of any optical instrument is the ability of the optical instrument to see the two wavelengths as distinct or separate, or it is the ability of an optical instrument to see two microscopic objects which are very close to each other as distinct or separate. So that optical instrument which is used to see the two microscopic objects as distinct and separate, that optical instrument is called as microscope. While if there are two distant stars which are very close to each other, then you cannot make the distinction between the two stars because the light coming from the two stars is such that with the naked eye we cannot make the distinction between the two stars. So for making the distinction we use the optical instruments such as telescope if the objects are far away from the position of eye, and if the objects are very close to each other, and if they are microscopic particles, then we use the optical instruments such as microscope. Similarly, if there are two wavelengths present in the given source of light which are very close to each other, then in order to see the two wavelengths as distinct and separate, we use another optical instrument such as grating. We have already discussed what is mean by grating, how a plane diffraction grating is formed. A grating is formed by taking a plain glass plate, and on that plain glass plate equidistant parallel lines are ruled with the help of fine diamond pen, so that the ruling will act as an opaque region for the incident light, and the space between the two rulings, it will act as a slit for the incident light. And roughly there are 15,000 lines are ruled in 1 inch, so that the width of the slit should be comparable to the wavelength of incident light. Okay. So now what is the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution of two wavelengths if they are very close to each other? The statement of the Rayleigh's criteria is two sources are resolvable by an optical instrument when the central maximum in the diffraction pattern of one falls over the first minimum in the diffraction pattern of the other, and vice versa. So if the two if there are two wavelengths in a given source of light and if they produce the diffraction pattern on the screen such that the principal maximum in the diffraction pattern of one wavelength or central maximum in the diffraction pattern of one wavelength falls over the first minimum in the diffraction pattern of the other, and vice versa, then such wavelengths are said to be just resolved according to the criteria called as the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution. We will see with the help of the next slide that what is mean by just resolved, what is mean by well resolved, and what is mean by not resolved wavelengths. So let us consider here there are two wavelengths, that is lambda 1 and lambda 2, and if they produce the diffraction pattern on the screen such that their principal maximas are well separated from each other, so that you can observe a distinct dip between the principal maxima of one wavelength lambda 1 and the principal maxima of the other wavelength lambda 2, then such wavelengths are said to be resolved, or they are also said to be well resolved wavelengths. So if you can see a distinct dip in the resultant intensity, distinct dip means here you can see one intensity for wavelength lambda 1, and here you can see the intensity for wavelength lambda 2, and in between that there is a less intensity. So here you may see something like this. If you are observing from the top, then here you can see the intensity for the wavelength which is lambda 1, and here say I1 for lambda 1, and here you will also see the intensity as I2 for wavelength as lambda 2, so that you can clearly identify the two sources of light or two wavelengths which are present in the given source of light as lambda 1 and lambda 2. So if this is the case, that is if the principal maximas in the diffraction pattern of the two wavelengths are well separated from each other, then they are called as well resolved wavelengths or well resolved spectral lines. Then if the principal maxima in the diffraction pattern of the two wavelengths, if they are very close to each other, then instead of a dip between the principal maximas, if you look at the resultant intensity, here the resultant intensity will show a single large peak, and since the resultant intensity shows a single large peak, it means that you cannot make the distinction between the intensities of wavelength lambda 1 and wavelength lambda 2. Instead of that, you will observe only a single peak, and then such wavelengths which are very closely spaced with each other, such that in the diffraction pattern of the two wavelengths, the principal maximas of the two wavelengths lambda 1 and lambda 2, they are very closely spaced, then you cannot make the distinction between the two wavelengths, and then this is called as the not resolved case. So the two wavelengths are said to be not resolved. Then what is the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution? So Rayleigh's criteria for resolution of the two wavelengths says that the two wavelengths are said to be just resolved, means they are seen to be just separated from each other if the principal maxima, here you can see that here this is the principal maxima in the diffraction pattern of wavelength lambda 1, and this principal maxima in the diffraction pattern of wavelength lambda 1, it falls over the first order minimum in the diffraction pattern of wavelength lambda 2, and vice versa. Here you can see that this is the principal maximum due to wavelength lambda 2, and it falls over the first minimum due to the diffraction pattern of wavelength lambda 1, and when this is the case, that is when the principal maxima falls over the first minima of the other wavelength, then such type of in such resultant intensity, here you can see a clear dip in the intensity pattern. So here the case is again similar to that of the first one, but again here the wavelengths are they are closely spaced, but yes, you can see a distinct dip between the intensity patterns, and therefore such wavelengths are said to be just resolved according to the criteria which is called as the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution. Then coming to the topic, that is resolving power of a diffraction grating. So each optical instrument has the resolving power. Resolving power means to see the two wavelengths as distinct and separate. So with the help of a grating, if we can resolve the two wavelengths which are present in the incident source of light, say in this incident source of light there are two wavelengths, that is lambda and another wavelength which is lambda plus d lambda. So if there are two wavelengths which are present in the source of light, that is lambda and lambda plus d lambda in the given source of light, when such light is allowed to pass through the grating, then you know that it produces diffraction pattern on the screen. So let us assume that in the direction say theta n, with respect to the direction of normal, let us assume that here the principal maxima in the diffraction pattern of wavelength, suppose lambda, is produced, and in the direction of say theta n plus d theta n, that is along this direction, which is theta n plus d theta n, here the principal maxima in the diffraction pattern of wavelength, that is lambda plus d lambda, is produced. Then according to Rayleigh's criteria of resolution, these two wavelengths, they are said to be just resolved if the principal maxima in the diffraction pattern of wavelength lambda, it falls over the first order minima. So here this is the first order minima due to wavelength lambda plus d lambda, and vice versa. So here this is the principal maxima due to wavelength lambda plus d lambda, and it falls over the first minima due to wavelength lambda. So now we need to find out what is the expression for the resolving power of grating. So the resolving power of grating is defined as the ratio of lambda by d lambda So let us find out what is the value of lambda by d lambda, which is the resolving power of grating. So let us consider that at point P, the principal maxima for wavelength lambda is produced in the direction which is theta n. So in the direction which is theta n, principal maxima due to wavelength lambda is produced. Now for simplicity, I name this point on the screen as simply as P, and this point simply as, say, suppose Q, in order to make them distinct instead of P1 and P2. So let us consider that in the direction of P, that is in the direction of theta n, with respect to the direction of normal, here principal maxima due to wavelength lambda is produced. So at point P on the screen, we know what is the condition for principal maxima. It is a plus b sin theta is equal to n into lambda. So here this a plus b is the grating element, so it is equal to a plus b sin theta n, because here the angle is theta n, and it should be equal to n into lambda. So let us name this as equation 1. Then let at point Q, principal maxima for wavelength lambda plus d lambda is produced in the direction of theta n plus d theta n. Therefore at point Q, we get the condition for principal maxima as a plus b. Here the angle will be theta n plus d theta n, and it should be equal to n into lambda plus d lambda. So let us say that this is equation 2. Now in order to satisfy the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution of spectral lines, we have already defined what is the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution. So the first order minima for wavelength lambda, it should fall on the principal maxima due to wavelength lambda plus d lambda. It means that in the same direction here, which is theta n plus d theta n, first order minima due to wavelength lambda, it should also satisfy the condition in this direction, and therefore the condition for minima for wavelength lambda in the direction of theta n plus d theta n will be equal to, we have seen the condition expression, condition for minima in case of plane diffraction grating also, which is capital N into a plus b sin theta is equal to n into lambda. But here n cannot take the values which are either 0 or integral multiple of n, because otherwise it would satisfy the condition for principal maxima, and therefore here the condition for minima will become n into a plus b sin, the direction will be theta n plus d theta n, because this is the direction along which first order minima is produced, and for this direction the angle is theta n plus d theta n, and it should be equal to, now instead of n, I choose the value which is n into capital N plus minus 1 into lambda. This plus minus 1 plus minus sign indicates that it is symmetrical with respect to the principal maxima. So I take the value as small n into capital N, where this small n is the order and capital N is the number of slits which are ruled on the grating, plus 1 or minus 1, so that it should not be integral multiple of n, or it should not be 0. Otherwise it would have satisfied the condition for principal maxima. So the condition for minima will be n into a plus b sin of theta n plus d theta n, which is equal to n into capital N plus minus 1 into lambda. Let us say that this is equation 3. So from equation 3, forget about minus sign, because I already told you that plus minus sign, it indicates that here it is symmetrical with respect to the principal maxima. So from equation 3 we get the condition as a plus b sin of theta n plus d theta n, which is equal to capital N into small n plus 1 lambda divided by n. So I bring in this n on right hand side. So this will be a plus b sin of theta n plus d theta n is equal to small n into capital N plus 1 divided by n into lambda. So that I will get a plus b sin of theta n plus d theta n is equal to this will be small n into capital N into lambda upon n. So that capital N gets cancelled off, so we remain here with only n lambda, plus this will be n into lambda, this will be lambda divided by n. So now if let us say that this is equation suppose 4. Now if you look at the equation 2, which is in the direction of theta n plus d theta n, and equation 4, which is also the equation in the direction of theta n plus d theta n, then the left hand sides of the equation 2 and 4 being equal, now we can equate the right hand sides. So the right hand side of this equation is n into lambda plus d lambda, and the right hand side of this equation is n into lambda plus lambda by n. So here we get n into lambda plus d lambda, which is equal to n lambda plus lambda by n. So solving this, we get n lambda plus n into d lambda, which is equal to n lambda plus lambda by n. So this n lambda minus n lambda will be equal to 0. So we get n into d lambda, which is equal to lambda divided by n. Now writing this equation in terms of a resolving power, the resolving power of grating is defined as the ratio of lambda divided by d lambda, where d lambda is the difference between the wavelength, which is lambda, and lambda plus d lambda. So here this ratio will be equal to small n into capital N, where this small n is the order, where this small n is the order of diffraction, it is the order of diffraction, and this capital N is the number of slits, or it is the number of lines which are ruled on the grating. So it is the number of lines which are ruled on grating. Okay, then let us take one problem on this resolving power of grating. A grating has 100 lines ruled on it. What is the difference between two wavelengths that just appear separated in the second order spectrum in the region given that wavelength of light is 6 into 10 raised to power minus 5 centimeter? So just make a usual practice of writing the data what is given in the problem. So here wavelength of incident light is given, which is 6 into 10 raised to power minus 5 centimeter is given. Then the number of lines ruled on the grating is given. So capital N is given, which is 100 lines. And the order of diffraction is also given, that it is second order spectrum. So value of n is given, which is equal to 2. So we know the formula for resolving power, it is lambda by d lambda is equal to small n into capital N. Since we have to calculate what is the difference between the two wavelengths that just appear separated, it means that we have to calculate what is the d lambda. So we convert this formula in terms of d lambda, which is the difference between the two wavelengths. So that will be equal to lambda divided by small n into capital N. So just substitute the values, all the values are given in the problem. So it will be 6 into 10 raised to power minus 5 divided by 2 multiplied by 100. So that will be equal to 3 into 10 raised to power minus 7 centimeter. And if we want to write the answer in angstrom minute, then it will be 30 angstrom minute. So this is the answer. Let us take one more problem, and you will have a clear idea about how to solve the problems on resolving power of grating. So let us take one more problem, that calculate the minimum number of lines in a grating which will just resolve in the first order the lines whose wavelengths are 5890 angstrom minute and 5896 angstrom minute. So it is given in the problem that there are two wavelengths. One is the wavelength lambda 1, which is 5890 angstrom minute, and the other is the wavelength which is lambda 2, that is 5896 angstrom minute. And you have to calculate the minimum number of lines in a grating which will just resolve in the first order. So order of diffraction is also given, which is n is equal to 1, and you have to calculate the value of capital N, that is the number of lines. You have to calculate the number of lines in the grating. So we know the formula for resolving power, it is resolving power lambda by d lambda is equal to small n into capital N. Since we have to calculate the value of this capital N, so we write the formula in terms of capital N. So it will be 1 upon small n into lambda by d lambda. So since the order is 1, so it will be 1 by 1 into lambda. Lambda is given, it is 5890 angstrom minute, and d lambda is also given, it is the difference between lambda 1 and lambda 2, which is 6 angstrom minute. So it is very simple problem. So this will be 5890 angstrom minute divided by 6 angstrom minute. So it will be equal to 981.6. But since this capital N is the number of lines which are ruled on the grating, and hence it should be an integral number. So this capital N should be an integral number, and therefore we are not going to write the answer in fractions, but instead of that we are going to write the answer as 981 lines. Okay, Then next is resolving power of a telescope. So telescope is also, as I already told you, that telescope is an optical instrument which is used to resolve the two objects as distinct or separate, which are very far away from the position of eye. So the definition of resolving power of telescope is the resolving power of a telescope is defined as the reciprocal of the smallest angle subtended at the objective lens of a telescope by two distant objects, for the telescope produces just resolved images. So it means that if there are two objects from which the two sources of light are coming into the objective lens of the telescope, then if theta is the angular separation between the two sources of light which are originated from two distant, say suppose stars, then the resolving power of telescope is defined as the reciprocal of this angular separation, that is 1 by theta, so that it produces the just resolved wavelengths on the screen. So just resolved means this satisfy the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution of spectral lines. So here you can see that this is the wavelength, or this is the source of light which is coming from object say 1, which is shown over here like this, and there is another source of light which is coming from the another object, and it is represented by 2, the symbol 2, and there is an angular separation say theta between the two sources. So when these two sources of light passes through the objective of a lens, then it produces the diffraction pattern on the screen. Here this 1 stands for the diffraction pattern for the wavelength which is coming from the object which is 1, and this 2 stands for the diffraction pattern for the object which is 2, that is source of light which is coming from the object 2. Now in order to satisfy the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution, here the principal maxima in the diffraction pattern of one wavelength, it should fall over the first order minima in the diffraction pattern of the other wavelength, and vice versa. So as both the central maxima are formed along the incident direction, the angular separation between the central maxima is theta. Now the condition for first minimum intensity is d sin theta is equal to n into lambda, where n is equal to 1 for first order. So we can write here capital D sin theta is equal to lambda, where this capital D is the diameter of the telescope. So now if the angular separation is very small, and if it is measured in radians, then in that case this value of sin theta is nearly equals to theta. So we can replace this sin theta by simply theta. Therefore we get capital D into theta is equal to lambda. So resolving power will be is defined as 1 upon d. Resolving power is defined as the reciprocal of the angular separation. So it is 1 upon theta. So 1 by theta will be equal to d by lambda. While for circular aperture, this is the case for the rectangular aperture. While for circular aperture, according to the scientist whose name was Airy, he found out that the resolving power for circular aperture is 1 by theta, which is equal to capital D divided by 1.22 times lambda. So this is for circular aperture. So this expression is important for us because problems can be asked on this expression. So the telescope, this expression shows that since the resolving power is directly proportional to the diameter of the telescope, since resolving power is directly proportional to the diameter of the telescope, and therefore telescopes with larger diameters of objective lens have the more resolving power. Now let us take one problem on this resolving power of a telescope, that what should be the minimum aperture of a telescope objective which can just resolve two nearby stars that subtends an angle of 1.8 seconds of an arc at the objective of a telescope. Mean wavelength of light is given, which is 5000 angstrom minute. So you have asked what should be the minimum aperture of the telescope objective. So minimum aperture of a telescope objective means you have to find out the value of capital D, that is what is the diameter of the circular aperture. And what is given in the problem, theta is given, which is 1.8 seconds of an arc, and the wavelength of light is given, which is 5000 angstrom minute. So first, since the angle is given in seconds of an arc, in order to convert this angle in degrees, you have to divide this angle by 3600, so that you will get the angle in degrees. And if you want to convert this angle into radians, then you have to multiply this angle by pi by 180. So first we convert this angle from seconds of an arc into the radians. So it will be 1.8 seconds divided by 3600, that so that angle will be converted into degree. Then we have to multiply it by pi by 180, so that we get the angle in radians. So this angle in radians will be 8.72 into 10 raised to power minus 6 radians. Now since the wavelength is given as 5000 angstrom minute, so here we write the wavelength as 5000 into 10 raised to power minus 8 centimeter. So the resolving power will be equal to 1 by theta, and according to Airy, for circular aperture, that will be equal to d divided by 1.22 times lambda. Since we need to find out d, that is diameter of the circular aperture, so we convert this formula in terms of d. So we get d is equal to 1.22 times lambda divided by theta. So that will be equal to 1.22 times lambda. Here we substitute the value of lambda as 5000 angstrom minute, which is 5000 into 10 raised to power minus 8 divided by the value of theta, which is 8.72 into 10 raised to power minus 6. So by solving this, we get the answer as 6.995 centimeter. So this is the answer. So in this way you can solve the problems on resolving power of a grating as well as telescope. So let us have a quick recap of what we have seen. So in this topic we have covered the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution of spectral lines, resolving power of grating, resolving power of a telescope, and some solved problems on resolving power of a grating. So we have seen what is the Rayleigh's criteria for resolution. Then we have seen what is mean by well resolved wavelengths, what is mean by just resolved, and what is mean by not resolved wavelengths. Then the expression for resolving power of diffraction grating, which is lambda by d lambda is equal to small n into capital N. Then we have seen some problems on this. Then we have seen the expression for resolving power of telescope. So resolving power of telescope is 1 by theta, where theta is the smallest angle subtended at the objective lens for which two objects are seen to be just resolved. Then we have seen the expression for that which is resolving power is equal to 1 by theta is equal to capital D divided by 1.22 times lambda, where this capital D is the diameter of the objective lens and lambda is the wavelength of light source. And one problem on this, how to solve the problem for resolving power of telescope. Thank you.